The girl who saved her village. In every heart, there lies a spark of courage waiting to ignite. Often, it is in the face of overwhelming challenges that ordinary people rise to extraordinary feats, guided by determination and an unwavering belief in the power of hope. Such is the story of Lila, a young girl whose bravery and resourcefulness saved her village from the brink of disaster. Journey with me to a peaceful village tucked between emerald hills, where one girl proved that even the smallest among us can make the biggest difference. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between green hills, there lived a brave girl named Lila. The village was peaceful, surrounded by tall trees, sparkling streams, and colorful flowers. The people in the village lived simple, happy lives. They grew crops, made beautiful crafts, and helped one another with daily tasks. Every day, the villagers would gather at the square to share stories, sing songs, then celebrate their strong sense of community. Lila, though young, was known for her curiosity and adventurous spirit. She loved exploring the forest, climbing the trees, then listening to the sounds of nature. Her grandmother, who was the village's storyteller, often told her tales about the land. "There's magic in the earth," her grandmother would say, and sometimes, the land speaks to those who listen. One morning, the sky turned dark, and a strange, cold wind swept through the village. The villagers stopped what they were doing and looked up, worried. A thick, grey cloud covered the sun, and the wind grew louder. Then, the villagers heard something that sent chills down their spines, a low rumble like the sound of thunder, but it came from the river. The river that ran through the village was rising, and fast. The villagers rushed to the river bank. To their horror, the water was flowing faster and higher than ever before. It was as if the river was angry, threatening to overflow and flood the village. The water reached the edges of the river and splashed over the banks. Panic spread quickly. People began to gather their things, their homes were in danger, and they feared they would have to leave everything behind. The elders of the village met to discuss the situation. They had never seen anything like this before. They had always lived peacefully with the river, and they didn't know how to stop the flood. They tried to build makeshift barriers, but the river was too powerful. Everyone was in despair, and many were already packing their belongings, ready to abandon the village. But Lila, though scared like the others, wasn't ready to give up. She thought about the stories her grandmother had told her about an old, forgotten dam deep in the forest. It was said to be built many years ago by the village's ancestors, long before anyone could remember. The dam had been forgotten over time, but Lila's grandmother always spoke of it as if it were a secret power hidden in the land. If the dam still existed, it could help control the flow of the river. Determined, Lila ran to her grandmother's house and asked her about the dam. The elderly woman's eyes sparkled with recognition. "The dam was built to protect the village from floods," she explained. "It is hidden deep in the forest, but it's not easy to find. You must follow the old path, and trust the land to guide you. You can do it, Lila." With no time to waste, Lila set out towards the forest. The villagers watched her go, unsure if she could succeed. The trees were thick, and the path was difficult to follow. The wind howled as she walked deeper into the forest, but Lila didn't let fear stop her. She was determined to save her village. As she walked, the forest grew darker, the trees towering above her. She remembered her grandmother's words, then soon, she saw a faint trail of moss on the ground that seemed to lead her forward. Hours passed, but Lila didn't stop. She knew the village depended on her, and she felt the land around her urging her on. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, she stumbled upon a large stone structure hidden beneath vines and thick branches. It was the dam. The stone was old, weathered by time, but the gate stood strong. Lila examined it carefully and saw that it could be opened. It had been sealed shut for years, but with her small hands, she managed to push against the large stone door. It creaked and groaned as she used all her strength to open it. The water inside the dam slowly started to drain out, and the river's flow began to slow down. Relieved, Lila ran back towards the village as quickly as she could. She had no time to lose. As she emerged from the forest, she saw the villagers standing at the river, staring anxiously at the rising water. But when they looked closely, they saw that the water had started to recede. It was no longer rising uncontrollably, and the floodwaters slowly returned to their normal level. The villagers couldn't believe their eyes. The flood had stopped, and the river was calm once again. They looked around and saw Lila standing at the edge of the village, tired but triumphant. She had saved them all. The villagers gathered around her, cheering and praising her bravery. They had thought they would lose everything, but Lila's quick thinking and determination had saved their homes. Lila smiled, feeling proud, but she knew the real lesson was that it wasn't just her strength that had saved the village, it was her belief that even in the darkest times, there was always hope if you were brave enough to look for it. From that day forward, the villagers honored Lila as a hero. But Lila didn't seek glory. She was content knowing that she had done what was right. Her grandmother's words stayed with her, "The land speaks to those who listen." Trust in yourself, and you can overcome anything. Moral of the story: courage, belief in oneself, and the willingness to act in the face of danger can bring hope even in the most difficult situations. When faced with challenges, we all have the power to make a difference. Thank you for your time and for watching my story. Share the entertainment with your friends. Also, I will appreciate if you take a few seconds of your time to like and to subscribe to this channel, so you will know each time we post another entertaining story like this one. Thank you and bye-bye for now.